Patch 1.3 has been released for Kingdom Come Deliverance II. Let's go through the patch notes, and the link to this is in the description. They've released horse racing, which we've known about for a while, and these patch notes are quite long, so let's take a look at this. So Alchemy added more drying racks, fixed an issue with the incorrect number of potions in the codex, fixed glitching animations, fixed the black powder, modified special ingredient models, and modified cameras. I wonder if they fixed the cheese where you can actually level up alchemy really quickly. Like, revert to my guide about how to do that. Animals, fixed movement of fireflies and butterflies, improved movement of cows, balancing. I think this is like the biggest change that people have been looking forward to in 1.3. So it says, rebalance the difficulty of enemies to make Gutenberg region a bit more challenging, because people felt like, you know, they could one-shot everything by the time they get to the second area. Adjusted difficulty of some various points of interest. And then it says added some previously unattainable item variants to shops and locations. Adjusted stat influence of drunkenness effect. Rebalanced horseshoe prices. Removed the slowing effect of bane poison. Rebalanced bows. Okay, so it's not just a simple rebalance of the enemies in the different regions. They've rebalanced a lot of stuff. There should now be fewer drunk people in towns, a fixed incorrect alcohol amount in wine, generally slightly rebalanced alcohol, improved diversification in shops, clothing, armor, and shoes, improve the diversity of goods at blacksmiths and swordsmiths in the Gutenberg region, increased shop prices in Gutenberg, increase the difficulty of robbing merchants. Because that's the question that did come up on the channel, is that given that the merchants are going to have a lot more money to mess with, some people were overconfident, let's say. Like, they felt like they could just rob even more money. Warhorse has obviously anticipated that. That's why they've put in this increased difficulty for robbing merchants. And then it says, rebalanced raw meat spoil time. We'll see if that means it will spoil quicker or slower. Rebalanced shop inventories in Sigmund's camp. And then the barber, improved barber animation sounds, fix one barber missing in the game entirely if the player loaded in the game for the first time since updating to version 1.2 on a play line that had a quest, a good scrub, already completed. Okay, so this just seems like a bug fix more than anything else. Caravans. It says fix an issue where wagons would pass through NPCs in a dialogue happening on the road. Combat. Fix the UI element not notifying the player they cannot load in current state or place. Fixed inconsistent levels of zoom when aiming crossbows between display aspect ratios. Fixed issues related to combat opponent asking for mercy while performing a combo. So, combat training. Fixed a soft lock caused by a drunk blackout. Fixed the player being able to reach the final duel without a weapon equipped. Improved collisions of the training area in Devil's Den. Improved reactions in the combat tutorial with Tomcat. And then controls, it says drawing melee weapons in crouch is now disabled if the player is in an area with a ceiling too low to stand up. Fixed problems related to asking for directions during hardcore mode and activating an interactor before the map being opened. Yeah, hardcore mode is crazy. Look at my guide about how to read the stars. If you're interested, it might help you with hardcore mode, especially if you're traveling out at night. Fix the controller vibration when carrying a woman's corpse. The attention to detail in this game is just nuts. A crime. Added a tutorial to warn about the consequences of sleeping in someone else's bed. Before, if you slept in someone else's bed, there might be suspicion, there might be so many things that happen. The person who owns the bed will simply wake you up and just tell you to leave. So it doesn't have to be a crime that you slept in someone else's bed. Adjusted when attacking people is considered a crime. Coupons that player meets and fights on the road won't surrender anymore. Fixed an issue with guards knowing the player's location upon discovering a broken lock on a pillory. Fixed an issue with the crime of killing hens, sometimes not being attributed to the player. Fixed that trespass warning icon in Gutenberg. Fixed the trespassed area in Saltstall Tavern, improved crime icon indication, improved crime reaction of NPCs in Gutenberg, improved guard sleeping behavior, rebalanced stats for shop guards in Gutenberg, and reduced the severity of NPC reactions to sleeping in someone else's bed. Daily life. Added ownership to items in Huntsman Hut in Opatowitz. Fixed trespass being active during open hours in the cellar part of the tavern. Fixed an issue where sellers would sometimes leave their door unlocked and open upon ending their shift and going to the tavern. For all you pickpockets out there, you're in for a harder time. Guards will now have their crossbows drawn when standing still. Modified innkeeper Wayman's day cycle so he doesn't enter the trespass area during work time. Modified RPG stats for huntsmen and gameskeepers. Set up more NPCs in Troskowitz to go lie down and heal when hurt. Fixed weird animations and gestures of drunk NPCs holding a lantern. Adjusted contents of cauldrons around Kutenberg to fit better with the social classes of people eating out of them. Dice. Added a dice player to the taverns in Devil's Den, Miskowitz and Sochstol, and the Emperor Charles Tavern in Kutenberg. Environment. Fixed missing collision on railing at Sochstol's castle. Improved LOD distance at the Emperor Charles Inn. Polished various collisions and locations causing unenjoyable combat around Grund, Kutenberg, Old Kutana, Opatowitz, Sigemund's Camp, Sochstol, and Rilitz. Remove the placeholder repair kit from inside of Gunmaker's shop in Kutenberg. Added a door lock for the blacksmith in Sochstol. Improved collisions on the lake and river by Meishov. Fixed missing door instructor for the player's room at the Chov blacksmith. Fixed rain inside the Trotsky castle. Improved anvil height at Devil's Den. Equipment maintenance. Bathhouse owners and repairmen will now properly react to players being branded. A player being branded means you've committed a lot of crimes and you've been caught doing it. So you branded on the neck, and if you keep doing crimes, then you can actually be executed if you are not a nice person in this game. So behave. Fast travel. Fix fast travel on horseback being slower than on foot. Fix the player sometimes being able to travel to an undiscovered fast travel point. Hardcore mode. Fix missing translations for French and Italian languages in the perk selection screen. Horse riding. Fix the problem with horses twitching when approaching a trug. Fix various paths not allowing horse magnetism in the Trotsky region. Modified horse behavior for places with speed limits. Polished field of view during horse riding. Removed horse speed limit in Bailani, Miskowitz, and Rabosh. So sorry if I butcher these names, I'm trying my best. And then horse trading. Fixed issues with displaying items icon during horse purchase dialogue. Fixed players' horse ownership after save load. Fixed an issue where horses purchased in Samin would keep returning to Samin when the player traveled from Kutenberg region to the Trotsky region. Lockpicking. Adjusted difficulty when using controllers. That's a big one because a lot of people have said that lockpicking is really difficult with a controller and they don't like it. So hopefully this will help. Let me know in the comments if it did or not, if you're using a controller to play the game. Music. Improved the music choice around the Kutenberg church and cemetery. Mutt. Fixed Mutt's weird movement when continuously calling him to heal. Fixed mismatch in Mutt's obedience stat being displayed in the psychics part of the inventory. Polished animation of Mutt fetching a hare. Fixed an issue where Mutt would sometimes attack the player. Random events. Fixed horses of NPCs in various random events, sometimes remaining standing still in the middle of the road without a rider. A fixed player not waking up on the ground after drinking with the celebrating father in random event. Fixed a prompt without proper text when talking to Riddler Barley. Contests resulting in a tie will no longer be a win for the player in the shooting competition in the random events camp. Fixed blinking text. Reputation. NPCs familiar with Henry will now properly address him by name if he comes to see them. Room renting. So fix the problem with locked door in rented room in Hangman's Halter in Kutenberg. Fixed the problem with locked door in rented room in Mailshov. Fixed broken trespass in rented room in Old Kutna. Fixed the unlocked guest room in Dalajov in skilled trainers. Fixed an issue where skilled trainers icons could point to a dead NPC. Remove the skilled teacher icon in situations when the teacher no longer has anything left to teach. Skills and perks. Fixed an issue where upon loading a play line on newer patches, invalid point of interest markers could appear in map filters. Fixed the Explorer perk staying active when starting a new game. Because I did recently make a video explaining how you even unlock the Explorer perk, and some people are definitely against it, especially for their first run of the game. So it's up to you, and fixing it for a new game so that the entire map isn't revealed instantly is a good thing. Fix the Die Hard perk cooldown being shorter than intended. The effect of Head Start perk now has a 2-minute cooldown. Increase the Sandman perk's effect. Okay, UI added a short fader when opening inventory for a smoother transition from the game world. Miscellaneous. Fixed the classification of honey and eggs for the purpose of the statistics. Fixed dialogue logic with Trosquiz innkeeper Betty. Holes dug by the player now stay dug out after level switch. Improve structure and logic in Demon's lore dialogues. Improve physics of clothes of characters on horseback. Fix consistency issues with shoes being able to be worn under some plate leg armors. Fixed an issue causing some soldiers to not properly switch to ragdoll when killed. Fixed a partly missing voiceover for a general store seller in the Jewish quarter. And platform specific. PlayStation 5 fixed an issue where quitting the game using the save and quit option could freeze the game indefinitely. Yeah, I think some people actually spoke about that in the comments. They said that saving the game can cause crashes. Hopefully they fixed it. Xbox fixed audio being audible even with volume set to 0. Fixed an issue where the Play on Help website could not be opened. Fixed issues with save files sometimes being invalid owning the golden edition. Then it goes on to different quests. I don't really want to read these out loud because these might actually be considered spoilers for anyone who's not done them. There is a whole list basically of fixes they've done for individual quests, which will streamline the experience. Take a look at the patch notes if you're interested about a certain quest. Gutenberg tournament. Now, some people did complain about this a lot to me. So, adjusted how objectives about collecting rewards and when the tourney ends. Adjusted when fans set out to go home after the end of the tourney. Fixed an issue where the master wouldn't require the rented gear back when trying to sign up again if the player failed last tourney by committing a crime. Fixed an issue where a fight wouldn't start if a save file created inside the arena was loaded. Fixed an issue where fans would react to tourney fights with illogical animations, being scared, etc. Fixed an issue where fighters would stay heavily injured in between rounds, causing bad behaviors. Fixed an issue where players' opponent wouldn't be called into the arena if the player loaded a save file created right after entering the arena. Fixed an issue where the master wouldn't require the rented gear back before letting the player sign up again for the tournament. Fixed an issue where the tournament would never end if the player left the area. Fixed issues with the Kumel's behavior after the tournament ends. Fixed the new activity marker remaining active on the dead master. Fixed tourney getting stuck if a crime was committed in between player fights. Fixed tourney fighters being able to knock each other out during tourney fights. Fixed tourney getting stuck if a fighter called Steel Stanislav was about to attend. Fixed various issues if the player tried to skip time after failing the quest by committing a crime at the tourney. Fixed weird behaviors if the player arrived at the tourney while being chased by guards. If level switching with active quest The quest now fails when departing the Kutenberg region, not when arriving back from the Trotsky region. Improved updates of various objectives when the tournament ends, improves various journal entries upon missing the tournament, replace the new quest icon on the master with a more fitting new activity icon. Skipping time during the tourney now gets interrupted only when the player is about to attend their fight. Tourney fighters won't linger around the arena after the tournament ends anymore. Yeah, these are quest names. So let's skip. So like I said, if you're interested, if you're having trouble with any particular quest, refer to the patch notes because they've done a lot of fixes for a lot of the quests. So it should be hopefully a more streamlined experience. So again, and that's it. So that's the patch notes for 1.3. Be sure to check out my short guides that I release for the game every single day.